late 60s, in 69, I became a member. I applied to become a member after it was formed, by a small group of Creole boys. We call them Aku Boys Club, honest to be precise, and that of Starlight, with people like Alpha Jallo, Tony Joyner, Ephraim Joyner, and the rest. It's my passion and it's my life. I've been in it through all my youthful days, up to my adulthood. And I want to take this opportunity to also thank the Lord Mayor, for coming up with this initiative. Banjul is big. Banjul is multicultural, city. As I'm speaking now, preparations are in advanced stage, to see that we actually continue, the good works we've been doing over the years. And I want to thank once again, the head of state for actually bringing us into the limelight, because we've been in the cold for quite long, especially, the minority group, the Creoles, for that matter. We break the barrier, sometime, in the 70s, to accommodate, because previously, the people who actually exported, who introduced hunting into this country, a lot of them came from Sierra Leone. You have people like the late Corporal Grant. He was a prison warder at the prisons. People like Jabez Williams, Tom Bishop, like McIntyre, of blessed memory. And also I cannot conclude without also mentioning Mr. Saliu Ebu John, who is my mentor. We want to seize this opportunity to assure the public that we are going to come in a different style, which I'm sure a lot of the populace will enjoy.
I would like to know about this hunting that takes place on New Year's Day, which have been going on for a very long time. And also, as I mentioned earlier on, because on this program we have a section which is called Gese Gese. How those that come about, the name Gese Gese, like even when I was young back in the day, I used to follow it. So can you just tell us about Gese Gese and also about your program that you're having on the 1st of January?
Gese Gese actually came up, in the early 70s, 71, 72. Then we had a group that we formed and called the Black Arrow National. We were trying to distract youngsters from actually copying the real hunting stuff, which is somehow has some deep traditional root. So we want them to deviate from this hunting thing, since they are not practicing it as we are doing. So we want to deviate and bring back, the Makalo, the Fiari, and the Abanshola. So after creating that, we saw that it was quite, all right. The youths embraced it, and also adults too, were inclined. And we had a guy with us. He's late though. He's called Francis Gomez. After spending most of his time, in the provinces under the then public works as a diesel mechanic with the transport section, after coming from postings, in that particular year, he said, "Oh, the provinces is nice, and then he started to sing, for this, waste beads that we call Jaljali or Jono or whatever, and then he was singing. Kujahambir, and then keseng, 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 keseng. He's trying to tell us, when actually you are in a very love-making mood, so that's how the beats would be sounding, keseng, keseng. But unfortunately, one reason or the other, it was, it was misconstrued. Instead of keseng, and everybody adopted gese. So that's how this gese, thing come about. And our program, it started for the 1st of January. Since the early 70s, we've been entertaining, the community, at our own cost. Even though at a point in time, we had so many, Banjul elders, and who actually came to us and say, well, this is the only traditional masquerade we have. It's like the Kankurang is dying out, the Mama Para is dying out, the Kumpo, the Marigo, and all whatnot. So they say they want to come up and give us a helping hand so that we can sustain, ourselves and see that, this tradition is sustained, for prosperity. So they form a special committee, that although they might not go through the rite of passage, but they say, well, it's part and parcel of their culture, so they don't want to see it die out. So we owe a lot to them because they've been, helping us, organizing us, exposing us or introducing us to donors, like, most of these corporate bodies, for example, the QCell, FIB Bank, and so many.
What are you planning?
Yes, as usual, we are coming up with 2 or 3 different species of animal that has never been surfaced.
That's the hunting. Yeah?
That's the hunting, yes.
And this is when?
This is going to be on the 1st of January.
In where?
God willing, at Fitzgerald Street. Yes, we might be joining. We would be joining the carnival on the 25th. But not with the hunting stuff, but a replica of the hunting. Yeah, probably we call it the fancy or the lay. Yes, right.
So, and this is the Ekumbaba.
Yeah, this is the Ekumbaba or the hunting. Yeah, during the first. Yeah.
You're preparing?
Yes, preparation. Yes, of course.
That was Mr. Woolikates telling us about the Ekumbaba Hunting Society. They'll be doing their annual hunting celebration in Fitzgerald Street, and they're coming up with different surprises. We heard about the name Gese, where it comes from. But ladies and gentlemen, we also have, earlier on we spoke to her, but she just introduced herself to us, Nusrat Cisse, who is a Gambian born in the UK, and she's representing Gambia, 400 meters hurdles, if I'm right. And Nusrat is here. We want to know a little bit about Nusrat, about athletics and why representing Gambia, because as I said earlier on, you have a lot of Africans who are born in the UK or other places, and they represent those countries instead of representing Africa. And so we're really proud of Nusrat for having that bold mind to say, listen, I'm going to represent my country. So Miss Nusrat Cisse, can you let us know why that decision?
My name's Nusrat Cisse. A few of you might know me, but those that don't, as Waka said, by the way, thank you very much for inviting me to your show. I'm very happy to be here. So yes, born in the UK, but both my parents are from Gambia. I've been coming to the Gambia since I was really small. So it's home. This is where the family are. This is where my friends are. And yeah, I used to run for the UK. I was the British champion in 2009. I've been doing the 400 hurdles for a long time. My older sister, Amina, has represented Great Britain as well. She went to the World Championships for Britain. Zainab, my younger sister, she's still representing Great Britain. She's a triple jumper. I've always said throughout my career that I would like to, run for Gambia. So, I've represented Great Britain. I've got my England vest, I've got my Great Britain vest, and now I've actually got my Gambian vest. 2011 was the first time I represented Gambia, and that was in Mozambique. And it was the All African Games. So it was athletics, we had volleyball, we had many other sports there. And then last year we went to Benin for the African Championships. So, it's an honour to represent Gambia and to represent home. The 400 metre hurdles is definitely my main event. That's what I've always been selected to do, the 400 hurdles. But actually next year I'm going to try and do the heptathlon. So for those of you who don't know what the heptathlon is, it's actually a combined event of 7 events. 7 events actually, so you have to do the long jump, the high jump, the 100 hurdles, the shot put, the javelin, 800 and the 100 meter hurdles. So all these events combined together make the heptathlon.